welcome to all our lovely viewers this morning, and for our very first interview with an individual, although a very special individual from the world of perfume and fragrance. And none other than, I would like to introduce you to Simone Andreoli. Simone, ciao.
Ciao, Peter. How are you?
Yeah, you know, I'm okay. I'm locked in. This is, you know, like we pop indoors because the door is shut.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so it must be crazy for you. But I know there are a number of questions that our lovely customers and friends want to ask you, which we'll come to in a minute. But Simone, if you could you just introduce yourself in a way to our wonderful audience?
Yeah. Well, Peter, of course, some people from Knutsford already know something about me. My name is Simone Andreoli. I'm the nose and co-founder of the brand Simone Andreoli. We are a group of best designers and creators that have come together behind a vision to develop extraordinary fragrances. So I live in the northeast part of Italy, in a small city called Carpi, which is very well known. It's very well known in the world as a key pole for the fashion industry.
Wow.
I mean, it's very famous for the production chain of garments, tissue, fabric, and so on.
And you are there with the fabrication of beautiful fragrances.
Yeah, of course.
Very much part of the Carpi. You call it Carpi or because for our guests that maybe not know it so much, Carpi.
Carpi, yeah, Carpi. It's very close to Modena in the Motor Valley where we produce the Ferrari.
Yeah, I know this one.
Yeah.
Maybe some of my customers have the Ferrari as well from Modena. Fantastic. So tell me, the brand Simone Andreoli fragrances.
Yeah, Simone Andreoli, which carries my name as a nose and interpret of the house, of course, and it's followed by Diario Olfattivo, which will be a travel journal, of course, because actually every bottle of the line is like a page of the diary, a diary which, talk about itinerary experience around the world through the art of fine perfumery.
Amazing. I noticed that the one you have just put in front of the screen is "Don't Ask Me Permission."
Oh yeah, what a case!
Now,
what a case!
Can I just ask you, since we have had your fragrances in our perfumery at Pop, there are all of them are appealing to our customers, but in particular there are two that have really sort of got hold of the passion for more, and one is "Don't Ask Me Permission."
Yeah.
The other is a fragrance called Malibu. I mean, what is it about those two fragrances? I mean, is there a secret you want to tell us about Don't Ask Me Permission?
Well, I think it's a very interesting question. I mean, we are talking about "Don't Ask Me Permission" and Malibu, which are very famous fragrance about our brand. We can say that they are the most requested one of all the line. And the long-lasting power about Malibu and also "Don't Ask Me Permission."
Which I have to say, Simone, with Malibu, you said the long-lasting power. This is incredible because it is a fragrance which is the more citrus. So what is the do you have a secret formula to make it last? Because it really does last, Malibu.
Yeah, well, I think that the main, the long-lasting power of Malibu is basically summarized in two fundamental aspects: the quality of ingredients and the concentration. Okay, so as you know, Peter, our perfumes are eau de parfum intense. This means that we physically apply to every bottle the 25% of concentration, which is quite a lot, a huge amount.
Yeah, it's almost like parfum.
Yeah, it's almost an extrait de parfum. You know, concentration, high concentration is always a fundamental to make a long-lasting fragrance. Please consider that usually other brands, they put between 18 and 20%. So it's a wide difference.
Yes.
And of course, the other aspect is the quality of ingredients. In other words, you cannot create extraordinary fragrances without the finest ingredients. So basically, what we do is to select the best raw materials around the world. In particular, we want to select the best ingredients in the best countries. You know, let's say consecrated for the production of that ingredient in particular.
Okay.
Okay. You know, when we
sorry, carry on, Simon.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the quality of ingredients, we're very far from the logics of the mainstream fragrances, because of course the logic of big corporation is still big investments on advertising, the press, you know, the magazine also, but what you wear, what you put on your skin is often very cheap. So the best for us, of course, is to put a big quality of ingredients inside the bottle. And this means, of course, put the lights on, put the focus on the ingredients and the contents of the bottle.
Which I have to say, since discovering your brand with our lovely Melanie and myself when we came to see you at the exhibition, we didn't come to see you specifically, we discovered the brand and was fascinated. Yeah. And since working with your products, we have been able to introduce many clients in the UK to many different ones within your collection, because they are all different. They're all telling different stories. Yeah. But the one I have to say, and I mentioned before, don't ask me permission.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Unbelievable.
What have you done to it?
I mean, the question that, you know, people ask me yes. Very, very often is why people, you know, they turn heads back when you walk with "Don't Ask Me Permission."
You're absolutely right.
And you know, I'll tell you one of the secrets of "Don't Ask Me Permission," which is
nobody else. Nobody else.
Which is actually in the base. I mean, it is about a molecular accord of 3 exclusive captives. These captives are, yeah, very exclusive ingredients molecule that create the seductive, cheeky, impudent vibes. You know?
I'll use that in pop. I'll use that line.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay, well, Simone, I'm going to go on to some questions that our lovely friends and customers and clients have put down. I can't go through all of them, but I just want to. I have a question here for one of our customers called, "What made you become a perfumer?"
Well, it's a lovely question because actually I think that it's a vocation that comes from the inside and that guides you to express yourself with a way of art. I mean, you know, it's it is something that comes from you, from the inside, a vocation, a kind of sensitivity that you have for the power of smell. Because I always thought that there's a great connection between memories and smells and perfumes.
For sure, for sure.
So I found interesting when we smell an odor and we are directly connected to a place or a person or a trip, a journey. That's why I started with a diario olfativo. I mean, I created fragrances inspired by my journeys.
Wow, and this is something which is unique. It's your journey is your journey, and your reflection on the diary that you write to put into a scent is quite clear, I have to say. When you speak to us and have spoken to Melanie and I and the team here at Pop about each of your fragrances, each one has a different story, and you go, yes, I get it. It's lovely. So I've got another question here. Now there is this is one. The brand Simone Andreoli is in Pop Perfumery, Pulsar Perfumery here in Knutsford. How did that happen? Kind of idea. How did it end up? It says, how did your brand end up being in Pop in the UK, and are you distributing in your brand in other countries or wherever?
Yes, for sure. We have a strong presence in Italy, where we have more than 80 official dealers, and we have a big distribution also in Russia, in Middle East, in the United States, as well as in Germany. Yeah.
So in the UK, there is only one.
Yeah, there's only one exclusive retailer, and it's Pulsar Perfumery, Pop.
It was in Milan.
No, it was in Florence during Pitti Fragranze.
Fragranze, yes, which we were due to go to this year, Milan, but due to the lockdown and the situation of the world, we had to lock down. Which brings me to a question from another client of ours. Whilst Simone in lockdown, I have been consoling myself with Pacific Park.
Wow.
Amazing. Which reminds me of holidays. And also, I have been wearing Smoke of God.
Yeah.
Okay, which is so indulgent. These are, there's a gentleman who's been shopping with us with his lovely partner Jane. What fragrance have you been wearing?
Oh, you want to know more? You want to know more? Well, first of all, I think it's an interesting pair of choice because Pacific Park is a return to childhood. So it really reminds about a vacation, and Smoke of God, it's so spiritual, so involving,
Yeah, again, with the ingredients of Smoke of God, you're using sort of the incense.
Promoman one, which is the best one.
Oh, really? Again,
really.
The quality ingredient, the specific, not just any incense, guys. Not just the Roman incense.
Roman incense from the Dhofar land. But what I wear during the lockdown, well, honestly, Peter, I have to say that I really needed positive vibes.
Okay, good.
So I wanted to put some good Malibu and also leisure in paradise.
Now, okay, see, we're going to talk about leisure in paradise at the minute.
Yeah.
Not many people know what that is just yet, but I'll come to this in a second, because I just want to continue with a couple of the other questions that I could fit in.
Yeah.
A question here says, I see that Italy is now beginning to relax restrictions somewhat, but did you find lockdown an opportunity for creative thinking, or did you find it difficult to work constructively during this time?
Well, I honestly have to say that the first 2 weeks were a little bit difficult because we have 3 units to manage: the production one, the head office, and also the warehouse. So we had to coordinate and organize all the activities. But I think that after some time, after 2 weeks, everything comes out naturally. So I had time to stay in my refuge, in my intimacy, and continue my work of creation.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait to see what comes out of this at the end. There'll be a flow of
lots of stuff, lots of creations, Peter.
You lucky people out there, you know, it's so fantastic. Okay, let me just run on to another one. Here is a question again. I understand your brand is relatively new, less than 10 years. How long does it take to design a really successful fragrance? I mean, this is subjective, surely, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's,
I mean, it depends. It depends because, of course, it depends on how much is clear the idea in your mind, and how long does it take to develop it. So you start with an idea, with an inspiration, which in my case is a journey, and you design a smell atmosphere with the ingredients. So you select the ingredients, the raw material, and you search into yourself what I want to describe with my perfumes, because that perfume will be a page of my life, and it will be an emotion from my customers. So I want to tell to my customers a very specific and clear emotion. For example, Malibu is the olfactory reconstruction of a coconut daiquiri on the beach of Malibu at the sunset. So it's a very clear, it's a very powerful and clear emotion. Sipping a cocktail, a very refined cocktail, and party in the bay.
Happy days. We all want to be there, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just an example, but sometimes it takes 3-4 months. Sometimes it takes 1 year or 2 years. It depends.
Okay, thank you. Let me just, okay. We have it's kind of two separate questions, but I kind of think that they will receive the same answer or explanation. One question from a lovely lady about why do some fragrances last longer on the skin than others? Okay, a question quite often asked of us here at Pop. And the other one, which I think is kind of related, is where do you advise spraying fragrances on the skin for best effect? And is this the same for men, in your opinion, and women? So why do fragrances last longer on the skin than others? I think it may be, as you said,
two fundamental factors. Skin chemistry.
Yeah.
So every one of us is very different because of his lifestyle. I mean, we eat different things. We conduce different lifestyle. For example, work, gym, sports. And this, affects our skin dynamics, skin features, skin performances. And this is about the skin chemistry part. And the other aspect about long-lasting power is also the molecular structure. The molecular structure, because some ingredients are more long-lasting for its own nature. For sure, a citrus is more volatile because the molecule is very small than a wood or an amber, which is very bigger, very powerful.
So much, and it lasts longer. Okay. And where spraying fragrances on the skin? Where does Simone spray his fragrance?
Well, what I love is on the neckline,
Yes.
also in the nape, in the back of the neck. Many ladies, to be more sensual and provocative, they put the perfumes also behind the knees.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
when they wear a beautiful skirt.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, to be more sensual, they walk and they left, you know, a beautiful scent behind. Yeah.
The trail, yes, wonderful. There you go, girls. Get that skirt on and behind the leg.
Yeah.
No, but I think décolleté, as you say, is important for men and women. The inside of the arms, we again suggest. I know you did before when you were here, but yeah, so pulse points and that kind of thing is important. But
Yeah.
avoid rubbing. You spray it. And you know, take it away, and you know, rather than too close, because it then dribbles down, and then everyone does that.
Oh no! Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Take it from the perfumer. Don't do it, guys.
Don't do it, guy. Let it dry. Let it dry.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Right, there's a last one now. I've got one here. If you could choose any famous face, and not mine, because only famous in Knutsford. Infamous, I think, infamous in Knutsford. If you could choose any famous face or celebrity to present your brand, you know, current or historic personality, okay, who would you pick and why? And what would be their signature fragrance?
Oh my God, that's a big question.
That's a big question, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, a famous face or celebrity, or maybe not. I mean, it's just how you would feel about, you know. I think, you know, put your face on
I
that.
think, well, I'll tell you one thing. What I think about put testimonials on fragrances. Let's say I wouldn't put any testimonial on my fragrance because I want people free to wear my fragrance and interpret the smell, the sensation, the emotion completely in freedom.
I get it.
I don't know if it's clear. If we put a face on a fragrance, on a product, people will associate that face to that perfume. And I want that fragrances would be for everyone, with no influence.
Good. I think that is a brilliant answer. Thank you for that. So, Simone, this has been absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to let all of our lovely viewers know that there is a new fragrance that Simone Andreoli has been creating for the last year or so. And it is here. Well, it's not here at the shop at the minute. But Simone, you have a new fragrance. And
yeah, Peter.
Soon to launch. I mean, we're talking days now. Hopefully, we'll get this in the UK within the next, 2-3 weeks or so, hopefully. Tell us about it. Tell us about the new fragrance.
Well, first of all, the new fragrance is Leisure in Paradise.
Leisure in Paradise.
Yeah, it's a carbon escape because with my new perfume, I want you to bring yourself, your dreams, to an amazing carbon beach of Cuba.
I'm there. I'm going to go and get me shorts on in a minute.
Yeah.
Get me suntan lotion. I'm there. So tell us about it, Simone.
Yeah, well, Leisure in Paradise is a very gourmand and fruity fragrance. You know, when you smell it, it's like being on a beach with a crystal clear sea and the white sand, and you feel the juicy, fruity odors in the beach, and the smell also of the sun cream. So Leisure in Paradise is the warm Caribbean breeze which blows in the Cuba's shore. You will notice immediately the solar features of the fragrance because the opening is full of life. It begins with pineapple and papaya, so yellow and orange, very, yeah.
I want to start dancing. I want to get the music on in the background. Have a beach party.
Yeah. I mean, they instill a very positive and summer vibes in the ambience. It feels good.
Which actually, in some respects, because there is a question that said the difference between sort of Malibu, which you've already explained in terms of the cocktail.
Oh, yeah, because I think that you saw many of others, you saw the coconut heart of the fragrance in Leisure. Well, they are very different. I mean, Malibu is more in the fresh, sparkling, and zesty dimension because so it's a little bit more transparent, more creamy, more solar. It's more cocoon.
I mean, it sounds fantastic. And you've actually answered the last question, which would have been in 3 words. How would you best describe the new fragrance Leisure in Paradise? But I think you've done that with both Malibu and with Leisure in Paradise. So, Simone, this has been an absolute joy to see you and to speak with you and to listen to where you started and now you're here, which is amazing. I do know also that you have agreed to sign a limited quantity, personally sign the new bottle, the new Leisure in Paradise, which you when we receive the delivery will be part of that. There'll be a limited edition that, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there, yes, Simone is going to sign a limited quantity of the brand new fragrance, this one here, yeah. And they will be delivered to Pop. So if anybody is interested, you better get your skates on, as it were. And we have the personal signature on the bottle that Simone has literally written. I don't know if that one's signed, Simone, but hopefully you'll get them signed and get them sent over with our shipment, which hopefully is due in probably the next 2-3 weeks or so. The signed bottles will arrive without delivery, which you have personally signed each one.
Yes, of course. I signed a limited quantity of bottles.
Perfect.
We don't know the number. We don't know. Who knows?
He's teasing you. I love it. I can't wait for you to see it. So, Simone Andreoli, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too, Peter.
And sharing with us a few of your secrets. Lovely to hear. And how successful the brand is. We certainly have a very, very loyal following clientele that have discovered your fragrances here at Pop, which is fantastic. And they want to come back and they want more. So there are other questions, but there's a lot of time. So, but ask us, the team here at Pop. We are here 1 till 2 whilst the lockdown is on to answer your questions. We can pick up the phone and talk to you then. But do on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, and info@pulseofperfumery.com. You can send your questions. Equally, we will be placing the new product online at www.pulseofperfumery.com, where you can find out a lot more about all of the Simone Andreoli fragrances and order them, and we will send them out and we'll beautifully gift wrap as usual. I have to say, samples on Simone Andreoli at the minute are very limited because they've been on shutdown and deliveries have not happened for the last sort of 6-7 weeks or so, if not 2 months actually. So we are due our shipments in. Simone, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The first guest of our journey here, we will have more guests lined up. And just to say, everybody, next week's guest is a gentleman that has been in our with his fragrances called Gallivant. It's Mr. Nick Stewart. So he'll be here next Friday at 11 o'clock for the interview with Pop to share with you and answer your questions to Nick. Simone, once again, thank you from all of us here in the UK. And
thank you so much. Take care, and a lot of love to you, to the beautiful people from Knutsford, and to all the UK.
Thank you, Simone. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, Peter.
Ciao, ciao.